Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to go over some really cool words, vocabulary words. They're going to be in the book that I'm going to read you in just a minute. And the book is called Maybe Something Beautiful. And these words are going to be in the story. So I want to say them. I want you to look at the cool picture that goes with them. And then I'm going to explain what they mean to you. Okay? This is heart. Now that doesn't look like a heart you've seen before, does it? No. Heart. If you're in the heart of a place, you're in the most important part. Like your heart is one of the most important parts of your body. But this is like the heart of a place. This park here is in the heart of the city. Okay? Heart. The heart of somewhere. All right? Gazed. Can you say it? Gazed. If you gaze at something, you look at it for a long time, like I'm gazing at you right now. Gazed. Think of gazing up at the stars, looking up. Gazed. Ooh, this is a good one. Dipped. Dipped. If you dip something, you put it in and you take it out. I dipped my finger in the paint. Just dip it and take it back out. This is a good one. Dipping a chip in some guacamole. Tastes really good. Dipped. All right, this is kind of a sad word. It's called gloom. Can you say it? Gloom. Gloom. A place filled with gloom is dark and it makes you feel sad. Gloom. The shadows and dust inside the old house make it look very gloomy. Gloom. But after the gloom, this one's better. Decorated. Yeah, decorated. If you decorate something, you add to it to make it look nicer. This gloomy house would look better if someone decorated it, wouldn't it? You can see this person decorated their bike to make it look really cool. And the last one is canvas. Canvas. A canvas is a cloth that people paint pictures on. You've probably seen these before. They're kind of thick and a little bit rough, but it's a place to paint a picture. Chloe likes to paint on canvas instead of just paper. Canvas. Now we're going to look at a story together. And this story is called Maybe Something Beautiful. Look at that. It's really a colorful story. Maybe Something Beautiful. How art transformed a neighborhood. When we're reading this book together, we're going to be thinking about the setting of a story, okay? If you remember, the setting is actually where and when the story takes place, okay? Sometimes the setting might change in a story. It might start off in the mountains and it may go back home, or maybe start off on a train and end up somewhere else in the world. Okay, but a setting in the story is always where and when it takes place. All right, when you describe a setting, you are describing places and times in stories. Okay, so when you're doing that, you're looking for details and information in the text and pictures of the book. And that also, when you're asking what is a setting or where is it, that helps you to understand the story so much better. Where did it happen and when did it happen? And that helps you understand the story that you're going to read. So, as I said, we're going to read this story called Maybe Something Beautiful. This is a realistic fiction story, which means it is not true, but it could happen, okay? And it's about a little girl and the neighborhood where she lives. And we're going to be listening for some of those vocabulary words in this too. It'll help us make our story make sense to us better. Maybe Something Beautiful, How Art Transformed a Neighborhood by F. Isabel Campoy. Oh, here's our first word. Listen. In the heart of a gray city, there lived a girl who loved to doodle, draw, color, and paint. Every time she saw a blank piece of paper, Myra thought to herself, maybe. And because of this, her room was filled with color, and her heart was filled with joy. On her way to school one day, Myra gave a round apple to Mr. Henry, the owner of the shop down the street. She gave a flower to Ms. Lopez, the lady with the sparkling eyes. She gave a songbird to Mr. Sachs and a red heart to the policemen who walk up and down the streets. On her way home, Myra taped a glowing sun onto the wall hiding in the shadows. Her city was less gray, but not much. Now, what do you know about Myra so far? What kind of person is she? I think I may have heard someone say creative. She's creative. She likes to use her art to make beautiful things. She also is very generous. She's making special things for people that she knows or different people in her lives. Okay? So I think those are things to know about Myra so far. The next day, Myra saw a man with a pocket full of paintbrushes. He gazed at the wall. Remember that word? Gaze means to stare. He gazed at the wall. He looked at her son. He held his fingers up in a square and peered through them. He said thoughtfully. What do you see? Myra asked. Maybe something beautiful, the man replied. That's the title of the story. Oh, look at this. Then just like that, he dipped a brush in the paint. Bam! Pow! The shadows scurried away. Sky blue cut through the gloom, and the man's laughter was like a rainbow spreading across the sky. Sky blue cut through the gloom, the darkness. Who are you? Myra asked. I'm an artist, he said, a muralist. I paint on walls. I'm an artist too, she told him. He handed Myra a brush. Then come on, he said. So what's this guy's job? He's an artist, and he paints murals. He paints on walls to make murals, big pictures. Myra dipped it in the loudest color she saw. Yowee! The wall lit up like sunshine. What do you think a loud color is? That's red if you can't tell really good on your screen. Loud is like a bright, shining color. A loud color. As the man drew pictures on the bricks, Myra added color, punch, and pizzazz. Soon Mr. Sachs joined in. Then came the others. Everyone painted to the rhythm. Salsa, meringue, bebop. Look at them, how much fun they're having. Even Myra's mama painted the dance and danced the cha-cha-cha. The whole neighborhood became a giant block party until, until ... Now we're going to see what happens. The words go to the next page, the end of the sentence. Until the policeman walked up. Excuse me, he said. The music stopped. Myra put her brush down. They were surely in trouble. The officer cleared his throat and then paused. May I paint with you? He asked. So Myra handed him a paintbrush, and the music started again. Why would they stop when the policeman came? Why do you think that? I think to show respect. A policeman comes up, you're not just going to keep going. You're going to stop and see what he needs, right? See what he'd like to say. Well, he's going to paint with them. Teachers and papas jumped in, babies too. Myra and the man handed out brush after brush, and color spread throughout the streets. And so did joy. Another page like this. Wherever Myra and the man went, art followed like the string of a kite. After they colored the walls, they painted utility boxes and benches. They decorated sidewalks with poetry and shine, and everyone danced. There's our word, decorated. I think most of you know what that means. Together they created something more beautiful than they had ever imagined. When their clothes were splattered with a million colors, everyone sat down to rest, except the muralist. His eyes sparkled. "You, my friends, are all artists," he told them. "The world is your canvas." He smiled wide and then pulled everything together in big, sweeping motions. His paintbrush was like a magic wand. When he was finished, Myra added one more bird, way up in the sky. Maybe, she thought, just maybe. And that's the end of the story. Shows some pictures in the back of actual murals. Did you know we have murals in Kingsport? Yes, we do. The one I'm most familiar with is the one beside the downtown Pals. There's a mural there that shows different things in the city and Pals. There are lots of murals in Kingsport. It's become a really cool thing downtown. So next time you're downtown, look around and see if you can see murals that are in our city. All right, I just want to finish up with some questions or some things that we need to notice about the setting of the story. Okay, so we're going to go back. Remember, the setting is where and when the story takes place. All right, so we're going to go back and look at a couple of pages in our story, and we're going to see actually where this story took place. So if you look in this part right here, we said the setting can change too. You see where Myra is in this setting? Yeah, she's at her house in her room. And then it's in the heart of the city, remember? Her room is. And then she starts giving all these people the pictures. So now she's walking through the city. Walking through the city. All right, so I want to look at another page here. Okay, where does she give a picture or when? Look, you can see when and where she's giving pictures to these people. What time of day is it? What tells you what time of day it is? I'm going to read this again and see if you can catch what time of day it is. It says, on her way to school one day, Myra gave a round apple to Mr. Henry, the owner of the shop down the street, and then she gave a flower to Miss Lopez, the lady with the sparkling eyes. So what time of day is it? In the morning, because it says on her way to school one day. That lets you know that that's in the morning, right? All right, how does this story, the setting in this story, change over time? Well, she starts off in the heart of the city at her house, and then when she meets the man that's making the mural, yeah, then you can see that they get together, and downtown they are painting amazing, something beautiful together, right? What a great story. I love it. Maybe something beautiful.